Okay, so welcome again. And let's just take a few moments to settle in together and to have a bit of a centering, no matter where we're coming in from, whatever time of day or morning or evening it might be for you. We'll just have a moment where we're opening the field together. We're opening into this shared interconnectedness together from wherever we are around the world. So you can do this with eyes open or eyes closed, whatever is most comfortable for you. And you might just start by opening your senses, taking in the space of the room around you. If your eyes are open, you might take a look around to the left or maybe just behind your left shoulder. Just take a few moments to scan all the way around in front of you and over to the right and behind your right shoulder, back to center. Just taking in the familiarity of your environment, everything that's here supporting you. And then you can find a place for your gaze to land softly so that in a way you're opening up your peripheral vision if your eyes are open, but without the need to label or name anything. You might find that everything sort of softens. Or you might have your eyes closed, this inner gaze. And might you welcome yourself in this moment, just as you are. Noticing how attention just naturally wanders, perhaps binding with a passing thought or image. How you can unhook attention, set the thoughts and images free, and more allow your inner gaze and your freed attention to begin to open into the aliveness of your body. Streams of sensation, vibration, the natural ebb and flow of each breath as it cascades through your body. Perhaps welcoming in a comfortable heaviness, this element of earth, groundedness, and stability in the body. Just see where and how the sense of ground, density, and heaviness shows up in this moment. As you feel that more and more, there may naturally be an opposite that arises, a sense of buoyancy, lightness, airiness. If it's here, welcome this too, this quality of lightness, perhaps a sense of expansiveness. and perhaps welcoming heaviness and lightness at the same time, not as a concept, but as an actual felt sense. In this moment, just as it is. Nothing else that's needed, nothing to add or subtract. Just this. And you might welcome in just one aspect that you're grateful for in your life in this moment. It could be this moment of stillness and quietude. Grateful for the connection with your breath. Maybe it's a particular person or experience. Whatever it is, let it come alive with all your senses. And just notice where and how you experience this sense of gratitude. It's a felt sense in your body. Do you have this image? Perhaps the sense of your breath, whatever it is. And cultivating a sense of gratitude. What happens? Where do you feel this gratitude? How do you feel it? Just for 2 more breaths, might you nourish this sense of gratitude? And then as this is set free, you might just come back to sensing the whole global body once again. Just notice if it's changed in any way or not. Feeling this residue, if you will, or the fragrance, this grounded, grateful presence. And just this ease of being. And if your eyes are closed, you might softly and gently open them while you're still feeling this swelling of grounded, grateful presence. And if it feels comfortable, you might drop in the chat. What are you noticing? How are you feeling in the body as we come back together just from this simple, brief centering meditation together? Mhm. We have a sense of calm. Anybody else? The brain slowed down a little bit. Light, warm, fluttery feeling in the area of the heart. Mm-hmm. Warm chest, settled and relaxed sense through the arms. And easy dropping into the heart. Wonderful. Yeah, softening, lightening. Mm-hmm. The sense of being. Wonderful. It's fast, isn't it? It doesn't take very long. It's pretty amazing. It's really a gift. You know, I was planning our talk today and our time together. I couldn't help but think about Viktor Frankl, Dr. Viktor Frankl, and probably many of you are very aware of him. But he was an Austrian neurologist and psychologist, and he was the sole survivor of his family from the Holocaust. And I think one of his most famous books is A Man's Search for Meaning, which was where he wrote about his experience living through these Nazi concentration camps. And while he was in the concentration camps, he actually focused on the smallest of things to be grateful for, such as a sunset or something in his memory. And he wrote about how every morning he would have this virtual conversation in his mind with his wife, even though he didn't know if she was alive or not. And he's, showed this extraordinary resilience. I mean, he lived through, I think, 4 different Nazi concentration camps, including Auschwitz. And he asserted that humans are motivated by a will toward meaning, basically, which means that we have this innate desire to find meaning in our life, and that we can endure these incredible, challenging experiences and circumstances if we're motivated by a sense of meaning. And in fact, now when they've studied spirituality, part of the definition of spirituality is that it imbues our life with a sense of meaning and purpose, which, interesting enough, from a sense of iRest, that's part of that heartfelt desire, that heartfelt calling or longing is what is it that's bringing you a sense of meaning and purpose and value in your life. But going back to Dr. Frankl, there's this quote, a famous quote that he wrote that says, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." And one way that we can think about choosing or changing our attitude is to practice gratitude on a regular basis. And we can start with gratitude that feels very personal, which is what I just possibly introduced to you. I didn't define it that way, but when we think about what it is that we're grateful for on a personal level, such as, I think I gave an example of just your moment, this moment of just being with your breath, or like Viktor Frankl was saying, just a sunset, or, sipping a cup of tea. Of course, we can have gratitude for loved ones in our life, or an experience that we've had, but it doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be this extraordinary circumstance. It can be something very simple. And sometimes the more simple of the experience, sometimes the greater degree of gratitude we can have, right? It's pretty interesting in that regard. But we can also shift from the personal to the impersonal. When we shift from that sense of our personality and who we've taken to ourselves to be with our past, our present, our perceived future, our timeline, But as we begin to open in through meditation, we open perhaps more to a sense of our underlying essence, right? Our essential nature. Sometimes we refer to it as being, or you can refer to it as awareness itself. We can just call it the mystery. But as we tap into this impersonal essence of who we are, that we recognize is ultimately giving rise and is interconnected with everything and everyone, it can bring with it a deep sense of reverence, of intimacy. We realize that we're interconnected with everything that we see, everything that we're experiencing. Oftentimes we talk about this as relating heart to heart, being to being, rather than my separate sense of self and your separate sense of self. And especially if we're recognizing not just cognitively or intellectually, but through that visceral firsthand felt sense, this wholeness that we are, that's interconnected with everything. How could it not be experienced as anything other than this deep intimacy? It's one of the deepest intimacies I think that we can experience. And it's part of the reason why when we're on silent retreat, if you've ever gone on a silent retreat, we can feel like we've met some of our closest friends. I went for years on silent retreat, meeting some of you actually that are here in this meeting for years. And we didn't really talk. We just met in silence and we're gazing. And yet this incredible friendship formed because there was this deep intimacy that we were recognizing our shared interconnectedness beyond any need to tell a story of our life experience, beyond even knowing each other's name. That is just such a beautiful intimacy. And with that can come an incredible sense of gratitude. It just naturally kind of bursts forth like a fragrance from the flower. If you think of awareness or being or our essential nature as this beautiful flower that's blossoming. And then there are these essential qualities, which I've talked about on some of these meetings and together before. But certainly one of those essential qualities can be gratitude for no reason at all. It just kind of bubbles forth from that deep sense of reverence or recognition, recognition. So that's the impersonal sense of gratitude, that it's not caused by any particular experience. So we can feel it on a couple of different levels. So yeah, somebody dropped in, gratitude is wholesome, holistic, eco-friendly, sustainable, ethical, responsible, life, happy attitude, gratitude. Love that. Yeah. So you can think about it though. There's been so much research on gratitude, and I'll share a little bit about it because I think, it's incredibly profound, the effect that it has on so many different systems of being human. And that's from that sense of thankfulness and gratitude, and this shared appreciation and thankfulness that we can have as a practice. It's both an attitude and a practice. But when it comes to uncaused gratitude, I'd say it's not even anything we're doing at that point. It's just a part of our essence. It's a part of our expression. How do we embody and live as an expression of gratitude or thankfulness in those moments? I don't even think in those moments that we can help it. It's just kind of oozing out of us. And that's why I was asking, what was it like for you in the chat? When it starts to really come alive in us, I'll come back, feeling softer, feeling lighter, dropping into the heart, a light fluttery feeling in the area of the heart, sense of calm, a sense of slowing down. These are classic examples of what starts to happen. And then as we embody this, the way that we engage in life is direct results of living as an expression in that moment of gratitude and thankfulness. So, we talk about it now during this period of time where we have Thanksgiving here in the United States. But I think it's a practice for every single day. So you can think about this like, what is it that you're grateful or thankful for? And I'll weave this into the meditation for sure. It's really interesting. I was earlier today, I just happened upon this article in Apple News on my iPhone, and it was talking about a study. I sent it to my husband, and it was all these things that you can say that can help someone to feel a sense of happiness, or they'll just brighten their day. Just one of those little grabbed my attention. It did a good job, whatever the headline was. But it said that there was a study that found when you feel appreciated by your romantic partner, that you also become more appreciative of them. And so just simply saying, I'm grateful for you, or, something like, thanks for doing the dishes. It allowed me to rest. That we can feel that appreciation, that when you're feeling that from your partner, you just naturally feel more appreciative for the other person as well. And, there's a bunch of links. If you found this link on Instagram, if you're following iRest Institute, there were some studies that they posted in the link in the bio, if you're interested, that has to do with the effect of gratitude on heart health, on improved relationships, on sleep, on overriding the negativity bias. We all have that negativity bias where we hear something negative and it sticks to us like Velcro, but yet the positives tend to kind of slide right off of us. And so practicing a sense of gratitude, research has shown, actually helps us to override that negativity bias, and start to open more to the sense of, opening into more positive emotions. And there was one study by a professor of psychology that was referenced there. His name is Robert Emmons, and it says the world's leading expert on the science of gratitude. And in one of his research studies shows that spending as little as 5 minutes per day in gratitude can increase happiness by 25%. And another one of his studies found that gratitude lowers stress hormones by 23% and affects reduces the effects of aging in the brain. I mean, this is remarkable, right? I mean, this is absolutely remarkable. But if I go all the way back to what I was first talking about with Dr. Viktor Frankl, and the fact that he was a sole survivor within his family of living through 4 concentration camps. I mean, that's just unbelievable. It's remarkable. And there are other studies that show that as people practice gratitude, it improves their physical health, that those who exhibit gratitude report less aches and pains in their body, and they have more of a general feeling of health, and they report actually exercising more. So that's an interesting link. And a higher sense of well-being and happiness while having a reduced amount of symptoms of depression. That's been shown in other research studies for people that are tracking and practicing having a sense of gratitude and cultivating gratitude. So we know it enhances empathy, it reduces aggression for people, and it will help you to sleep longer and to have more a better quality of your sleep. So, there's a whole sense of practicing gratitude. And I see this as having to do with that interconnectedness that we were talking about, and also building a sense of empathy, that it can enhance self-esteem, partly due to our ability to appreciate other people's accomplishments. So there's just so much here. It helps to overcome trauma. It enhances resilience and to bounce back from these highly stressful situations. So I think it's easy to forget sometimes about the practice of gratitude. And at least it is for me. I haven't made it like a habitual practice like I know others have. And whenever I think about this research and how profound it is, and how profound of an effect it has on my life when I'm spontaneously experiencing it, I don't know, it kind of brings me to a sense of wonder and awe, that this is something that, that's so natural for us, and then that we can all share. And then, of course, it brings me back to the interconnectedness and the impersonal aspect. And it's just a beautiful practice. So that's why I always try to weave it in around this particular part of the year, but try to think about it in other times when I'm offering these free monthly classes. So I'm wondering if you have experience of I wonder if you're having an experience of gratitude lately, and what it is that you're feeling grateful for. If you're willing to drop that in the chat, or you can come forward, as I'd be happy to weave some of these as examples in when we open into the larger meditation or the longer meditation. Friends, yeah. It's true, especially those longtime lifelong friends. It's pretty remarkable. Beautiful, huge blue sky. Indeed. Oh, I was just thinking about this, Rachel. Rachel just shared that she's grateful for the colorful leaves on the ginkgo and the persimmon trees. I came back from Ohio and I had missed the changing of the leaves in the Midwest, but I came back to San Rafael and all these leaves are just like bright yellow and bright red. And it's just been gorgeous here. So I've been really grateful for that as well. Yeah, grateful for a comfortable life and being able to experience peace in every moment. My goodness, that's amazing, isn't it? For the snow and the melting snow, colors and the darkness in the sky, just being here. Sisters, finding my glasses when I'm certain I've lost them. Yeah, these are great. Well, I wonder, before we head into the longer meditation, if anybody wants to come forward, if you have any reflections based on what we've been talking about, or even all the way back to the centering meditation, or about your experience with gratitude, or any questions that you might have before we head into the longer meditation together. It looks like everybody's pretty ready to go as far as coming into the meditation. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see about weaving in a few of these examples. And, I'll also weave in from the personal to the impersonal, opening into this greater sense of our sense of being, or just this mystery of our underlying essence. And then see what arises, how there may be a sense of gratitude or thankfulness for no reason at all, just in that recognition. So I am very grateful for this community and for all of you that are here in person, or even for those of you, of course, that may be watching this later. I know there's some people that were letting me know that today wasn't going to work, but they'd be watching the recording. I'm really grateful. It's an incredible community that we have here together. So thanks. So feel free, it's up to you if you'd like to leave your camera on or turn your camera off, whatever's most comfortable, that will let you find a sense of ease. And we'll finish up with our longer meditation. So as you transition from everything that we've been talking about, that you've been experiencing, you might come back into the sense of your body resting into the support of the surface underneath you. And you might even take this moment just to notice, as we've been talking about gratitude and having woven in a sense of gratitude in the earlier centering meditation, if there's a sense of gratitude that's here now, alive in you. Maybe it's a simple sense of thankfulness or connectedness. That may fill your heart or your body with a sense of gratitude. If it's here, you might just notice how it's expressing itself in your body in this moment. And if it's not, you're just simply meeting what's most calling your attention. How you might set an intention for our practice today. But all the places you could be, you're here now. Just notice what brings you here. Is there something you want to open into, to nourish? Perhaps it is gratitude, or just a sense of meeting yourself just as you are. Or maybe there's something that you'd like to let go of. Just affirm your intention, whatever it is. And then feeling the aliveness, that underlying hum or stream of sensation in the body. Perhaps a tingling or vibration. This life force that's animating the body, giving it a sense of aliveness. You might feel it as the coming and going of the breath, the body breathing. Or opening into the heart space, the heart beating, this openness, open-heartedness, if it's here. Might even drop into a sense of this underlying heartfelt calling or longing, the song of the heart that gives you a sense of meaning and purpose. as this essence awakens in you, perhaps touching into a sense of gratitude, thankfulness for just this. Your very presence. And this ability to tap into gives you a sense of meaning and purpose, even if you're just staying open to the question without an exact answer. You might open into a sense of calm and stillness. Underlying stillness and calm that's here, moment to moment, even as sounds come and go. And this sense of your very presence. You open into this quality of being or your presence that's both localized, you can sense it, it's a felt sense in the body. Yet it's an essence that's very expansive and open. See what's true. And perhaps a moment of gratitude for this body just as it is. You open to sensation inside the head, deep in the center, mouth, ears, eyes, whole head. The shoulders, arms, hands, just feeling them from within. The torso. Let attention wander through the torso, feeling deep in the center and its outer surface. Sensation of the hips, legs, and feet. Feeling both legs and feet from within. And perhaps a moment of gratitude or thankfulness for this body just as it is in its very aliveness. How it carries you through the world, enables your experience, of living life. Feel the whole body, like a symphony of sensation. And all the while, this underlying stillness, calm, perhaps a sense of well-being and this quality of simply being. Something here that's unchanging. Even as sensations of body are coming and going, and sensations of breath are arising and subsiding. You join with each breath, following the inhalation as sensation all the way to its fullness. A momentary pause, stillness. And the flowing of the exhalation all the way to its end. No need to change anything, just the natural flowing of your breath. Inhaling the natural expansion of the body. Exhaling the natural softening and receding. Just welcoming a sense of gratitude for the breath just as it is. How it arises out of stillness, dissolves and points back to its source. This field of stillness that you are. Feel yourself melting, being absorbed, like the rain being absorbed by the soil, just being absorbed more and more. This very essence that's unchanging. This ease of being or awake awareness. How thoughts, movements of breath, images are like clouds that are passing by. Being before the mind labels, letting attention unhook. Settle back or opening out. Not so much involved with the objects, but feeling yourself more as the background essence or awareness itself that's here. Now there may come a moment, just gratitude for no reason at all. Like the heat from a flame of awareness. A recognition of stillness, this ease of being may bring a natural blush of gratitude, wonder. If it's helpful, you might bring to mind something that you're grateful for. You might first start with something or someone in your life that you're grateful for. A particular loved one, like a lifelong friend, perhaps a brother or sister that you're particularly close with. So just bring them into the mind's eye and to your heart. This heartfelt sense of gratitude and thankfulness. And notice how you feel this, if there's a softening or a lightening or an opening or something else. Perhaps welcoming in some aspect of life itself. Maybe it's a particular tree or the vastness of the blue sky. Or this moment of simply meeting yourself. Just this. The body at rest. Coming and going of your breath. So there's a sense of nourishing this quality of gratitude. Just notice how it's again lighting up in the body as sensation. Perhaps throughout the body, perhaps around the body. And now there may just be this simple sense of gratitude for life itself, for this sense of living, being. For seeing one more sunset or sunrise. The shine of the ocean. The smile of a loved one. Or the gentleness of a child. Just one more moment. Opening the heart, the whole body, into a sense of gratitude and thankfulness. You might set an intention. Is there anything that you'd like to commit to share with another that may have come to mind during this meditation? You might wish to share the sense of gratitude for them, with them. Perhaps and perhaps not. Or any other intention that comes to mind if you're absorbed in feeling yourself as an expression of thankfulness and gratitude itself. Is there any intention that you'd like to set as you're moving out into the rest of your day or evening? And touching in one more time to this underlying quality of being, this mystery that's here, still, vast. Even as there are these movements of gratitude and thankfulness throughout your life and this more personal aspect of your personality, how both are true, the underlying essence that's here and how it expresses itself so uniquely through you, your preferences, your choices. And perhaps imagining as you're going to bed tonight, taking a moment as your head hits the pillow and your body starts to find a greater sense of relaxation and ease. And before being taken by sleep, you might bring to your mind's eye 3 things that you're grateful for. Notice where and how it lights up in the body, and watching the body fall asleep. Being absorbed with this sense of gratitude and this underlying ease of being, so precious. So just seeing if there's any other inner ritual or inner recognition that wants to happen that would help you to feel complete for now. And then allowing the body and the senses to start to emerge and come back online. You might bring some gentle movement to the body. Allow the eyes to begin to softly open and close. And how all the while there's this underlying sense of well-being and ease of being, and perhaps a sense of gratitude for taking this time together in community. So I'd like to thank you again for joining today. And wishing those of you that are here in the US a very wonderful Thanksgiving. And I look forward to coming together in community again next month, near the end of December. But until then, take good care, everybody. I'll see you soon.